Alright, Cryptids, what is going on? It is me, Mississippi Gonzo, Grunge, aka Rip Redcorn. And, how you doing? It's Thanksgiving. I figured I'd go ahead and set the tone and just say, what I'm grateful for. And that's, for all the people that I've made friends with. And making friends wasn't really my specialty back in the day. Never was. It never was. Outside of the three that I did end up becoming friends with. So, I am very grateful for guys like Slade, Diesel, and Logan who have brought me back into doing YouTube yet again. I figured, I'm in it for the long haul this time. I'm also very grateful for the talents that I have before me. I'm very grateful for the people that have, come into the picture, especially now, because I've made a lot of new YouTube friends, which was shocking. It's like YouTube has changed, but this ain't about YouTube. This is about the holiday season and how it affects us. For some reason, it's always, I always like this time of year, like October 30th and January 2nd. That's when all the energy shift happens. It's like out with the old, in with the new. Starts at midnight when it becomes October 30th, and it ends at midnight when it becomes January 2nd. Oddly enough. So, some people, it just, this time of year just really brings it out of them. So, how does that work out? Well, this time of year always brings out trauma in a lot of people, seasonal depression and all that, but it doesn't have to stay like that forever. You got to heal from it. You don't want to sit there and like mauled in it. You don't want to sit there and mauled in it and, just sit there just mauled in it, lay around and let it fester, because then at that point you're just making yourself worse and it affects everyone around you. Some people, they're not going to understand it. Stop trying to explain that to them. They're just not going to understand it. You're just going to worry yourself even more. And even then, this time of year, to me it's also one of those things where excuse me. It's also one of those things where just weird stuff happens. Not just paranormal, but, just spiritual. You do have the paranormal and the spiritual that happens. But hey, it happens. That's beside the point. So, it happens. I'm not sure what else you want me to say about it, but does this type of stuff have to last forever? It doesn't. It doesn't have to last forever, but it will last forever if you allow it. And when does it stop? Well, whenever you give yourself some sort of massive heart attack or some other health problem, which that's what a lot of that stuff does. Well, someone messaged me on Discord. But that's beside the point. The big one, I would also say that brings out... it's always this time of year that just brings out the trauma in people. And quite frankly, it just forms differently in a bunch of different people. And plus that, I do see this a lot. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Look, a relationship ain't gonna solve your problems. If you can't learn to live with yourself and try to find some enjoyment in what you have in front of you, it ain't gonna work out with somebody else. Because you're just gonna bring that person down, and then they're just gonna be like, "No, you're weak. Get away from me," and they're gonna go on somewhere else. Or two, you'll end up attracting some raging raging heifer or some other spotted hyena, you're going to attract scavengers and heifers and buzzards and all kinds of other stuff. You don't want that. Nobody wants that. And I say that genuinely, as I did almost get married at one point. So I kind of do know what I'm talking about to an extent, but, things happened. Things just happen. Sad circumstance that surrounded that, Those of you that already know, because I brought it up, or you asked me about it directly, you know. But, it was sad. Slade knows what happened. So, yeah. Can't go back and change the past. You just got to go forward. And believe me, it hurts. But who knows? Somebody probably is out there for me. I just hadn't found them yet. That's also something else. Pay attention to the red flags. That's just a little advice when it comes down to relationships, like before it gets serious. Pay attention to the red flags, because they will never steer you wrong. So that's beside the point. That's my only relationship advice is, don't ignore the red flags. Pay attention. If someone shows you who they are, believe them. Which is what Maya Angelou said and wrote down. Believe me, I know that all too well. Given that I do live in the South and there is a lot of, snakes down here, some people just don't think that. It's like, you mean down there in the South where all those good old boys are at? Oh, trust me, there is some snakes in the grass down here. There is some straight up rattlesnakes down here. Canebrakes and diamondbacks. But I ain't gonna sit there and figure out which one's the rat, which one's the snake. Nope, we're gonna solve that problem right now. Kaiser blade comes out, heads are getting chopped off. Some of y'all will get that reference. Or that joke. But that's beside the point. I'm not here to talk about, relationships and, dodging snakes and all that. Because, it doesn't really matter at this point. It's just something about this time of year that it will bring out something within you that you got to heal from. Not sure what that is, and I'm not going to answer it for you. That's for you to answer. You have to answer that yourself. But this is also where I tell you that, holding on to something like a past trauma or just something else, well, or even just worrying about the past or, worrying about the future, all that will just give you more health problems. It's just going to give you more health problems. It will make you crazy, make you insane. You're going to be wearing your shoes on your head. Just some nonsense like that. Because you're busy worried about the past, the present, and the future. Well, you can worry about the present because it's right there in front of you. But eventually you're just going to be like, whatever, it happened. But, I'm not saying, try to suppress it. That just makes it worse. When you try to suppress something, it just makes it worse. But, also do kind of thinking about it, seeing so many young dudes out there just trying to, put their thoughts on a relationship. And it's like, well, the more you want something, the more you end up rejecting it. Do with that info what you will. But, oh, by the way, this is just some old ATS footage that I have. Because I got a bunch of this old stock footage laying around just so that way I can, have it for these type of videos, which I'm going to release the rest of them soon. It is going to be December, so I got the next footage, another ATS footage, and 2 GTA footages that I just need to get rid of. So, this is what we're with. But yeah, I am going to be doing some GTA movies again. Hallelujah. Praise God that I'm going to be doing that again. That's one thing that I did miss about, playing, stuff like this, or just even something with a good cinematic camera. We can make some great movies out of, which I'll be doing again soon enough. So, I'll probably be releasing a couple of little shorts. Well, I got plenty of shorts to release, but this ain't about my channel or anything like that. Also, do know this. The phrase, I am. What you put after that is what you will be. Do with that info what you will. Plus that there's videos of people talking about that particular phrase and how powerful it is. What you thinketh in your heart, so shall it be. And sadly, a lot of you dudes are really bringing about your own misery. But some people don't like hearing that part. I don't think people even watch some of these videos all the way through. But I don't really care. I don't care if a video gets 1 view or 10. Doesn't matter. As long as somebody gets the message. There it is. Somebody got the message and they're doing everything they can to keep it going. You got to keep going forward. You can't sit back in the past and just let it rule you. Now, I do understand how this type of stuff brings out, this time of year always brings out something within. Who knows? It will probably bring out something within me that I have to work on. Rather it be a trauma or some little something you need to control. Anger management, whatever. Because, hey, you don't want to be the guy that blows up over everything because nobody wants to be around those types. Or 2, you got that one jackass who says, oh, I just black out and don't remember anything. Or, oh, I just see red. And it's like, yeah, I've dealt with those types before in wrestling class. Which I'm actually glad to be doing wrestling again. So there is that. I'm actually glad to be doing wrestling again. Well, catch wrestling. Which I actually enjoy. And we always get these redneck types, these blue-collar dumbasses, as Diesel calls them. The type of guys that's their only personality, is up in their blue-collar job. And it's like, oh, I just see red and that's it. They also, some of the same ones that they screaming at the top of their lungs, they screaming bloody murder. I got them screaming. I got them screaming for everything. It's like, yeah, you ought to come up in here and you think you got to boss me around. Jack, you got another thing coming. I'm going to put you in some of the worst wrestling holds known to man and stretch you out. Which, by the way, the teacher don't really care. He's just like, go ahead, stretch them out. They need it. See if they're serious about it. But that's beside the point. Instead of just sitting inside malding and, rot maxing or whatever the hell you kids call it now, or whatever you weirdos are calling it this day and age, just don't do it. Go find something to do. You need to socialize. But I'm an introvert. Stop. You're not really an introvert. You're just a weirdo. Stop. And I genuinely say that as I am somewhat introverted. Which is, I really think that a lot of people aren't as, introverted as they think they are. But that's beside the point. And what I just said probably offended half the people that are probably watching, but that's beside the point. So, and there's always something else too. How some people try to mask it. They have like this false sense of masculinity or femininity. Well, I'm a guy, so I'll talk more about the masculine part. You always got these guys that they think, what masculinity is, and it's just so warped that it's like, no, that just makes you look really insecure. And I know people like that. And it's like their only personality is stuff that is like things that are associated with masculinity. Which, as a native man, I could say, that type of stuff ain't going to make you masculine. And ain't going to make you more masculine, and ain't going to make you less. It's like this. Yeah, I have motorcycles. So what? Does that make me masculine? I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what masculinity is this day and age. Everyone's always moving the goalpost around and all that sort of nonsense. But if I had to guess, it would be with what my ancestors thought with what masculinity was. And, and plus that there's actually a couple of TV shows where they cleverly sneak that in. Avatar: The Last Airbender is actually one of those shows. Funny what you can get, and this is something else when you start progressing in how you think and when you start changing your mindset. Because the more you stay down in a lower mindset of like, everything's sad, everything's depressing, you putting I am and something terrible behind it, well, you're going to stay there. But once you start training changing your direct way of mind, now I do say that I am Eastern Orthodox, so I do contribute that as to a lot of how I think now. Because back in the day, I didn't know what in the hell I was doing, and it just led to all kinds of other crap. So, yeah. That's all I'm going to mention about what I believe in. But I'm not really going to offer no spiritual suggestions either, as I got to say, well, that's on you. I can only tell you what worked for me, and, if it works for you, so be it. If not, don't get mad. You just got to work on something. That's just something else, though, too, now that I think about it. This time of year, it's always like that in-between period between Halloween and New Year's Day is when you see a lot of this stuff really coming to a head, and, people, it's like, don't sit there and let your thoughts get the better of you. Don't do that. All you're going to do is make yourself crazy, or two, you'll give yourself an ulcer. You don't want that. I used to give myself pretty bad mouth ulcers at one point. Ooh, that was bad. All just because I was worrying over dumb crap. It's like, who cares what tomorrow brings? Tomorrow's going to get here when it gets here. In many cases, it just quietly walks in, and then in other cases, it just kicks the door in like it owns the place, or it's the police. But, that's just how tomorrow operates. It will come in quietly, or it will, kick the door in like it's the police. I know something about that because, back in the day, Slade can attest to this, that I have had the cops, kick my door in. All because they were looking for my crackhead uncle. And it's like, he don't even live here, jackasses. Yeah, that one time we were playing games and Slade heard me go cuss out the cops was hilarious. Oh, I gave them cops the right act, and it's like, how come you didn't get arrested? It's like, well, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised what all you can get away with. But I don't encourage, doing that, I don't encourage it. I don't encourage, being an asshole to people 24/7. That ain't going to get you nowhere. That goes back to the motherfuckers that think they're masculine, but in reality they're just insecure little boys. Like, oh, I gotta be such a hard ass that hey, it makes me look masculine. No, it doesn't. It makes you look like a dumbass. And I guarantee you there's gonna be one of them sitting there going, you're talking about me, ain't you? Well, if the shoe fits, you might as well wear it. Maybe you should address some of the trauma that is within you before you start offering halfway crackhead advice. Well, I say crackhead advice, but just half-assed advice at that. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that type of advice. And plus that, being blunt, that's not going to get you places either. There's a better way to be blunt without being overly blunt. And it's always some young jackass trying to argue that. And it's like, son, I'm older than you. It's like, just because I'm a couple of years apart, and it's like, so what? You just turned 20. You just now entered adulthood at 21. What, 21, 22? You ain't a man. At least not yet. I don't think I'm a man as of yet. I couldn't tell you. I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be alive when I should have been dead. But somehow I'm still standing. I'm still standing, I'm still breathing, and I am very grateful for that. I am thankful to be alive, and I am thankful that I have this community that I'm just now rebuilding with the OGs and the new people. I'm very grateful for that. Who can take it away from me? Well, only I can take it away from me by messing it up. And trust me, I got a lot of bones to pick this day and age. So, I'm about to wrap this up because I got to cut this video down. I got to go make a thumbnail. So, I'll be seeing y'all around. But remember, this time of year can determine the outcome for later. The time to get your stuff together is now. Am I meaning that in the physical sense? Well, physical, spiritually, mentally, however you want to take it. Get yourself seen about. Do get yourself, do start working on yourself. Now's the perfect time. So other than that, I'll be seeing y'all around. Shoot the like button with the grip skiddly if you enjoyed it. Please do comment down below to anything that I have said, or if you've laughed, anything you're grateful for. I know what I'm grateful for. I want to hear what you're grateful for, because it is Thanksgiving. So then, I already said I'll be seeing y'all around. But, other than that, smash the subscribe button today and click the notification bell icon. And do click that, please do. And also, do go watch some of my other videos. I do have videos linked out in the description. I'll probably link some more videos in the comments. But other than that, have a great day and a balling weekend, and don't do anything stupid. So, other than that, happy Thanksgiving. And from me to you, I am very grateful for you guys. I'm very grateful for y'all. I give the absolute thanks to y'all, because without you, Mississippi Gonzo Grunge, aka Rip Redcorn, would not exist. The Ghost Yard wouldn't exist, and the Cryptids wouldn't exist either. Because it's you guys and your views, your likes, your comments, your feedback. It's what keeps us going. And to those of you that are new and you're just now checking us out, hey, welcome aboard. Stick around. You might enjoy something that's going on. You'll be enjoying some stuff that's going on. I'm just trying to fill this out just because I want to show the end of where I'm doing some sick backing up. Well, I don't think I backed up in this one, but Oh, also, Black Friday is tomorrow. So, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and shut up now. So, yeah, Black Friday's tomorrow. I'm going to pick up a wheel setup and a wheel stand and a computer desk. So, yeah. Y'all take care.